Hi everyone. In this video we are going to be creating an SQL schema and then creating and adding some entries to it. So you can simply do MySQL and then minus u, the name of your username, minus p without any space, the name of the password. So you go to MySQL, I'm going to use MySQL and then let's create a table. So I'm going to do a create table. The name of the table is to do, and I can define what I want in my table. So I want the name of the person who is adding something. Let's keep it at 50, and then I want the to do itself. So to do is going to be a varchar of 1000 and then done. So I just created a table called to do, and then I don't need to do anything else. I'm exiting out of my MySQL instance. So now let's create a function so that we can add some to-dos. So I'm going to create a new file called create.go where I'm going to be defining a function. So func create to-do, which is going to return an error. Now notice that in the last video we had a global connection. So this function is of the same package. It has access to the global connection. So I can simply say rows or insert query error is equal to con.query, and then in the query I can write SQL. I can say that okay, insert into to do values %s and %s percent or $1 and $2, and then I can say what $1 and $2 are, or rather I should do the first one was name and the second one was to do. Let's keep it simple. Let's do a $1 and $2, and then I'm gonna say that okay, my name is Angan and my to do is this video. Now if in the case of any error, first I'm gonna do a defer insert. So like insert.q, it opens a query. We need to do a close on this also, right? And if error is not equal to nil, then I simply want to return the error, or I want to return nil, which means essentially that there is no error. So now we've created a function. Let's use this function in our controller layer. So I'm going to create a new file called, according to the specification, it should be called creating an entry. So it's just slash. So let's also call it a create.go package controller. So in this is going to have a function called create, and it's going to return http.handler func. So let's return some func http dot, or rather w, http dot response writer, and r reference to a http dot request struct. So what we are going to do is if r dot method is equal to http dot method post. So if the method of reaching this route is of method post, then we're gonna take some data out of the request and then save it. So for the purpose of this video, let's just test if our create function is working or not. So let's do a model.create. Let's take a look at this. Create to do. I'll do a model.create to do, and it returns an error. So I can simply do if error is equal to model.create to do, error not equal to nil. Just do I'm just gonna write that there was some error, right? And then I'm going to return. So The purpose here is not building the actual endpoint, but testing if this function is working or not. So in fact, let's change it to method get only. In the next video we can complete this. So let's change it to method get, and then quickly do a go run main.go connected to the database and serving. So let's do a quick curl command to the slash route, and it's gonna say method not found. The reason is we didn't register it here, so we have to register it as a create function. So it's saying essentially that whenever we reach the slash route, then invoke this function or call this function. So the name of our table in SQL was MySQL. So we'll quickly go to connect, and then we'll say that okay, listen on the MySQL table, and the syntax is this. So TCP or transmission control protocol comes over here. Then we go to our create.go of the model layer, and the syntax is not $1 and $2 as it is in many other languages. It's question mark and go. So a quick recap. So what we did was, in the last video we connected to the database. In this video we created a schema. Then we created a function called create.go in our model layer. So what it does is it performs a query in SQL, and then it simply returns no error if it's fine. It returns an error if there's some problem. And if we go to controller.go, we created a function called create, a handler func, which when it gets something on the get endpoint, it basically it creates something and calls the model.create_to_do function. And if we go to our route.go, we registered this on the slash. So whenever we get a get on slash, we create something. Let's check this out in action. So we'll do a quick go run main.go, and we'll do a curl. So it says 200 okay. Now let's see what happens. Let's see if anything got saved in our database or not. I'm going to do a use MySQL. Then I'm going to do a select star from to do. So as you can see over here, our name and our to do was saved. So in this video we made our SQL instance, and we figured out how to make the function run and save something in the database. In the next video we're going to be completing the second endpoint, which is this one, creating an entry where we post something on the slash route, and we create a data, and we send back a status created response code. So stay tuned guys, and see you guys in the next video.